This month in Morning Live Marketplace, a segment dedicated to Calgary area entrepreneurs, we meet an accountant turned environmentalist who has designed and created a line of compostable plastics. Founder of Leaf Environmental Products, Jerry Gao is in. Good morning.
Good morning.
This could not be more timely. The plastics are such a big issue right now.
I agree.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your backstory. How did you get into this? How did you make the switch?
So I was an accountant. I worked as an auditor for one of the big fours, and I realized that it was hard to see the tangible value that I was creating in my work, and it was hard to be motivated. So then I looked at what was happening in the world, and I wanted to add value. And one of the biggest problems was the plastics pollution problem,
Yes.
which to me the easiest solution would be to have compostable plastics to replace the oil-based plastics out there.
And that's what you created. We're looking at a graphic here. So walk us through your process, how you created this plastic versus what's out there now.
So the technology has been out there for about 25 years now, Courtney. What we do is we take massive amounts of starch or crops that have starch, in our case, non-GMO corn. We extract the starch, we ferment it, and it produces lactic acid, which is commonly found everywhere in the world, in your mussels, in your yogurt. But when you have big, significant quantities like that, you can condense it into a polymer, which is called polylactic acid. And that's where we make the polylactic acid into a resin, and
Wow.
it makes into any type of plastic that you want.
And you have designed so many different products. So we have the bags, the dog compostable bags, because a lot of them are biodegradable, which is a much different thing.
Very different. And I want to clarify on air that a lot of the biodegradable products that you see, they do degrade, but what they are is they're whipped up, shredded up plastic, glued together. And as the glue loses its effectiveness, it comes apart. But then you have microplastics, which take forever, 500 to 1,000 years to get rid of.
Oh, so those plastics, biodegradable, will break down, but then you have all those teeny tiny pieces left. And this is all compostable, so it'll fully break down. So we have shopping bags, we have these, and then this is what I find the most fascinating, are the utensils that can actually be compostable, because right now we're seeing so much of that go directly to the landfill.
For sure.
Okay, talk to us about some of the stats that you've discovered through your research in this, because it's really scary.
There's about 300 million tons of plastics that are being produced. Only about less than 0.1% of it is compostable. So most of this stuff is actually going to, about 50% of it is going through incinerators. The rest of the 50 gets recycled at a pretty inefficient rate. We have about 5 trillion pieces of microplastics flowing in the ocean. That's about 10 times the amount of stars and planets combined in our Milky Way.
It's hard to even wrap your head around it. So we want to show how quickly this breaks down, because that is exactly what all these products will do, fully break down. So this is a bag that's been here for about 7 days.
Yes.
And it's already breaking down. And then here's one that's just been a few days. So it's going to be great for your compost to have in the house. But then when you take it out, immediately you're going to see that.
For sure.
And you make straws, coffee cup lids, which we often hear are a big recycling and compostable problem. How long until those products kind of fully break down?
So the straws and the utensils take a bit more to break down because they're denser, the material is denser, but they're made with exactly the same material as the bags are made of. They take anywhere from 90 to 180 days to fully break down, given the right environment. And all you need for that environment is humidity, temperature, and oxygen.
Very cool. Okay, so a few really big downtown businesses have jumped on board. Tell us about that so far.
They have. So we've been very fortunate because everybody has been very supportive over the idea of multi-stream garbage, multi-stream waste. Right now, our biggest client is Brookfield Properties, and we serve to all their properties, Bankers Hall, Suncor Towers, the new Brookfield Place.
Oh, that's fantastic. Really exciting stuff happening right here in Calgary. All of this will fully break down. No more plastic stuck in the landfill or ending up in the oceans. LeppyCanada.com is the website. You can head to there for more information. And if you have a Calgary business story you'd like to share, email me, courtney.ketchen@bellmedia.ca. Thank you for all the amazing work you're doing for the environment, Jerry, and all the best with Leaf.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.